Alrighty, friends. Welcome in. How are we doing? Welcome in, Scenic. What's up, Mike? Phantom, how we doing today? I see you, Mike. What's up? All right, let's put a stop to the jams here a little early this time. All right, what's going on? How are we? I'm gonna turn this up just a little bit. Make sure my guests will be heard. I'm gonna join their call here in just a second. But before anything else, a couple things right off rip. Um, the wish list itself is literally just that. I want to make sure that's clear before I jump into the call with the guys. It is not. We're not saying, "Oh, this absolutely must happen," right? It's not one of those things where it's like, "If this doesn't happen, then Genesis sucks. It's gonna be terrible." Not saying that at all. All right, want to make that abundantly clear right out of the gate before anything else. Okay. Genesis Part 1, regardless of what's in it, is still going to be hype because it's Genesis Part 1. It was the first map to really change the envelope and change what Ark was as a whole. So it's definitely going to be very, very interesting regardless. And plus, with all the pirate ship stuff and everything else, it's going to be fun. So let me go ahead, jump into the call, and then we will get things going. All right, so boom. All righty, boys. Hello.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
And you guys are heard as well. Perfection. You love to see it. And let us go ahead and swap to live scene now. Boom. Look at that new picture for this one. You love to see it. But all right. So, we're talking about the new stuff that has just come out, the newest news. But before anything else, oh, what happened? Did we lose somebody?
He's bouncing back and forth.
Oh,
hello,
Colonel, you with us?
Yep. I hear you. You hear me?
Yeah.
There we go. I just heard the ding, and I'm like, wait, what happened? Okay, but before anything else, Colonel, you were not here for last stream that we did just impromptu spur of the moment. So before anything else, I wanted to get your thoughts on Wildcard's Theory TLC. Before anything else, so right now you have the floor, so go for it.
Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna pull up the photo on my phone of Theory TLC, so I have a
point of reference, yes.
Image of it as I go on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, yeah, here we go. So this is, as someone who originally thought Theory did not need TLC when it won back in November, I didn't think it needed one. I think it served its role fine as a boss fighter, and the Harvester, I thought all it could need is a model overhaul, but other than that, I thought it was fine. I would have rather Paris or Brunt or anything else to win. So that was the viewpoint I had going into the crunch when I saw it.
Mm.
But to be honest, and I know it changed my mind. I changed my mind when I saw it. I really like it. As I said before, the best part about it is that overgrown, bushy swamp monster feathering on it. That part I love. It makes it feel ancient, and as Doc said, some giant moose monster. I don't remember what he called it. Something like that. And the waddle, the turkey thing it has. Now, I'm going to be honest, that is not sure how that's going to translate to the game.
Mm-hmm.
It might look like the one Cryo has, not sure. But I think they can definitely make it look good. And another thing, the size is basically the same as the original Theory. I like that. They didn't make it big like Evo Theory. It expands on the model, makes it better, it doesn't stray too far from it. But yeah, I think we can expect it to be the best dinosaur TLC in the entire game, better than Spino and Stego and Rex and all the others.
I think I can get behind that. Absolutely. Yeah. And I believe Dark Age TV. I'm going to reiterate this because I 100% agree. I believe Wild and grungy or something like that was what Dark Edge called it, and I
Yeah.
fully agree there.
Mm-hmm.
Dark, you started to say something.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know about the best in the game. Divik and I last night discovered that you can take an absurd amount of Uranio and latch them to a flyer and just
Yeah.
fly around the map. Like, say you have an RG and you want to carry 5 people. If the RG's got the weight and you've got the Uranio, you can just take a whole taming squad out
Yeah.
just dangling from
Well,
an RG. It's great.
Yeah, so for
The best time.
context of what Dark's talking about, I had a rare
Yeah.
experience to venture onto other people's servers. So I joined
Yeah.
him in his brigade of misfits for some shenanigans for like an hour or so. And that's one of the things we did. It was one of his guys was piloting a Raniagnatha, and then me, Dark,
That-
and one of his friends were all on Aranio, and we had the latch thing, the web shot attached to the Ranio, and we're just flying around with it. It was absolutely hilarious.
Did you take a clip?
Did we?
I did.
Oh, you
I
did.
did.
Okay.
I
Okay. You
clipped,
did.
like,
Okay.
all
Okay.
15
Okay.
minutes
Okay.
of it, and I threw it up
You
as
have
like
to
a
send it
little
on the
mini
group.
vid or something. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
I'll
for
get it
sure.
started. I'll get it figured out for you.
Yeah, there was it was the
it's awesome.
radio and like 3 people attached to it. Via the web line. I can speak. I promise.
I hope you can. We're on a podcast, man.
Yeah, sheesh, you're telling me.
Heat of the moment.
But
Heat of the
yeah,
moment.
fun times aside. I think we can now get into the subject matter, which is
The elephant in the room.
the newest stuff. Which
Sure.
I gotta say, everything looks and sounds outstanding. Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm definitely.
Like the new shots and the fact that you probably saw it, but the picture that I'm using for the thumbnail of the podcast and what the viewers are looking at, that guy's got a peg leg.
Yeah.
Like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
I can't believe you didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that. Like, to be fair though, the text is kind of blocking a lot of the stuff, and you end up not noticing.
Yeah.
But what I have here is just straight from Google Drive, so that's how I got this shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, one
I
thing
get
Dark
you.
and I were on about, if you scroll back up to the image, is you have a decals on the ship. You got
Looks like custom decals.
yeah, because
That.
on the left you have a
What-
sea
what-
turtle and 2 guns, and of course you got the Tide
What's on the
Pup.
ship?
Go ahead. Sorry.
What's on the ship? I didn't hear. You said decal?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the little icons, right?
Oh, yeah.
Little
The sigil. Yeah.
well, decals, icons, whatever you want to call them. And then
Hmm.
another lovely shot of Paleo Octopus here on the right side,
Yeah.
looking absolutely gigantic. I am of the opinion that this thing is going to be massive. And I
Planetarium
think
size, at least.
I agree. Yeah, super freaking cool. But let's get into it. All right, so we all have our personal wish lists, right? I have
Yeah.
like 5 things. I think Dark has 4. I think you had 4 as well, Colonel. No, yeah,
yeah.
you had 4.
I adopted some of
Yeah, yeah,
Colonel's,
four.
so I got 5.
No, Colonel's probably got the most varied list of the 3 of us, honestly, because I kind
Colonel's
of
got one on there that I'm so for.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
But we'll keep it as a surprise for the people watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. I guess I'll get us going. So, first thing on my list, right, is going to be simple, or more simple teleportation. Now, what do I mean by that? Because in Genesis Part 1, you're able to teleport around to different locations, right? And each of the biomes, and then there's specific areas that you can teleport to, specific regions, similar to Estrellos right now, and then some of the other, I guess, Nordic-esque maps that Nakartis has
Fjordur.
made. Right? So when I say simpler teleportation, what I mean by that, and I explained this to Dark when I first had the idea for the stream, is there's a central hub area, right? And it has teleporters to each of the biomes, right? So if you're in the swamp biome, you walk into this area and you have colored teleporters going to each one. So blue for ocean, like white for snow, and then like orange or something for the volcano biome. and it rotates depending on which region you're in. So it's one central area that you can just go to. And rather than teleport to the specific areas, you just have that one spot and then just fly or whatever from there. Because what this avoids is you teleporting to a specific spot, right? And then you end up teleporting into somebody's base on a PvP server and then get shot up, right? So this idea is to avoid all of that because that would be the worst. You know, you're on a public server, right? You teleport to this specific area, like in the swamp or something, right? And then you get shot up by turrets right when you spawn in. So like, what the heck just happened, right? I just died to death immediately. So you have this one central spot that you could just walk to and teleport over, and then you're in that one spot. And then you just go to wherever else. Does that limit the teleportation specifically? Yes, it does. But players are much safer that way, I think. Right? And then like the next one, and this is just me. This is me personally. This is just something I would like.
Yeah.
And that is additional snap points on ocean platforms.
I agree. Yeah.
Right? So what I mean by that is, you know, you put your platform down, but the only thing is, like at least back in ASE, if I recall, you could only build on the inside of the platform, not the outside. You couldn't attach stuff to the outside of the platform. You could only go so far. So my suggestion is to add additional snap points to that. And I'm going to add this on. You can attach the underwater cube thingamajigs. I forget what they're called. The water cube thingamajigs that go underwater. You can attach
airlocks, I think,
something like that. Yeah, the little underwater cube things. You can attach those to the ocean platforms and kind of make like a big cage, right, to the platforms. I think that would be really, really cool. And you can have a floating underwater base actually on the water like that, instead of like how it is in base game right now, where you have to have something, one of the cubes touching, I guess, the ground under the water, and then go from there. You're basically, it's a mobile snap point for the underwater cube dealio deals. Someone in the chat will probably tell me exactly what they're called, but like I'm not remembering what the name of it is, but somebody will probably tell me, or in the comment section after the stream. You know, who knows? Wait, we're on about Plesiosaur right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the blue ship, apparently that's a plesiosaur on the front.
Is it?
I thought it was
Yeah, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can see the fins on the side, you can see the neck coming up, and then the head at the front. I didn't know what that was until they started talking
that's
about
what
it. Yeah!
Okay, I got distracted by chat, cool. But yeah,
wait,
that's
it's
cool.
The blue ship?
The blue ship on the left side, yes. That's a good call out. Whoever called that out, good on you.
It was Caleb, I think they mentioned it. They said they like the Plesiosaur and the Dilo. And I was like, Plesiosaur? And I looked, I'm like, oh my god.
That's cool. That's very cool.
I didn't think any of us noticed that. I certainly didn't. I thought it was just a cool little design.
I just clicked on chat. It's like, I just see you screaming. I'm like, wait, what are you screaming about?
Wait.
Yeah, so, like,
it was artistic. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that is cool. That is cool.
I know.
Man. What was I on about? That's right. Okay, so third thing for me is accurate difficulty locations. Now, back in ASE, I know some people probably don't know this. I know your crew doesn't know, but Dark. But back in ASE, right, there is difficulty is attached to each particular biome. You know, easy, hard, extreme, whatever you want to call it. For some reason, for some unknown, ungodly reason, on Gen 1, the bog biome was tagged as the easy zone.
The bog.
Yeah. You get jumped the microsecond you spawn into the area. So I don't know what the World Wildcard was thinking when they said, "Oh, the bog is easy." No, it's not.
It's
It is
perfect.
not. It is
Let
not.
them give you a false sense of security.
No,
Everybody
see,
wants to spawn in and then get
if I
cap
wanted
rogue.
a false sense of security, I would play a stinking total conversion mod. I don't need that in my base game. Thank you very
Well,
much.
you gotta remember that it's also endgame, right? Like, we are in the end game now for arc story maps.
I would
We
agree.
are. This is
Yeah.
like this is
Final.
it. So it being
Hmm.
kind of ridiculous in that sense
But see,
is kind of great. I love
you
it.
also have those people who haven't played on the other maps and also are jumping into Gen 1 just because it's the newest
Yeah.
map. It's like, oh cool. So that's more centered for them more than anything
Let them
else.
learn.
So
Let them
if I
learn.
were to tag it, I would put ocean biome as the easy one. Now, that remains
Yeah,
to
it's
be,
def-
this is my knowledge based on ASE Gen 1. Now, I don't know how chaotic madness it's going to be for ASA, but visually speaking, I would say ocean biome is probably the easiest. Just going off of visual. Now, is it going to be? Will it be like mid tier or the actual hardest location, which I still say was the volcano biome? Because if it's the volcano is erupting, you're dead. So
yeah.
I'd still say that one's probably the hardest because you're gonna get murked immediately if the volcano is erupting. But I got two more for me, and
Yeah.
then we can like discuss. Now, this one goes without saying. This one goes without saying, and it would be very stupid if they didn't. And that is the new creatures for ASA, so Gigantoraptor, Shastasaurus, Megaraptor,
Mega
etc.,
Raptor.
etc.
Yeah.
Them be having X variants on each of the biomes. Right now, Dark, you and I were talking about this extensively, actually, for quite some
Uh-huh.
time. But
Mm.
putting Gigantoraptor in the snow, I would say
Yep.
Megaraptor in the snow as well, and
I'd say Mega Raptor.
Fasola in the swamp, or not Fasola? Yeah, no, was it Fasola? No, it was Yiling in the swamps. And I think we decided on Bison being in the snow as well. Just all the new ASA exclusive creatures getting thrown in one of the biomes and getting just to give them a new variant and a new like coat of paint, as it were. I think that would be really cool. And you could
Yeah.
maybe get away with that with the Additions Ascendant guys. Maybe there's a weird gray area that
Yeah.
you and I were talking about, Dark. But the last and final thing, and this one's probably the easiest, is that the Gen 1 missions get treated like they did like the Gen 2 missions were, in the sense of they have their own areas outside of the base map. So you not only alleviate the mission zones, quote unquote, from Gen 1 that nobody liked, you're able to build in more places. And I think a lot of people would like that, myself included, because I despised that so much. I disabled that. The microsecond they gave us the option to disable the mission area blocking back in ASC, I turned that off in a nanosecond. That's how much I didn't like it. So I know a lot of other players were not fans of that. Like, at
Yeah.
all. Yeah, Phantom. Yeah, the bog biome is a nightmare. Yes, it is. Wildcard was definitely getting a laugh with that one, 100%. Yeah, exactly. I think it would just be fun overall, and just like, hey, here's another variant of that creature you like. Call me crazy, but I started in the snow biome and generally else. You know, the snow is objectively easier. Objectively, you're just gonna be like cold a lot. So I personally, when I
And
start on
chilly.
Gen 1, I start on the ocean first. I start on the ocean first,
Mm.
and then just like get some resources, easy resources, because you have those mountainous areas that allow you to just walk around and whatnot. But with all the talk behind the scenes of how how much work they're putting in, I would think that there's probably going to be a lot of land masses that you can walk on that aren't the big land tower things. They could actually just take those things out altogether and it just be flat with a lot of water everywhere, which admittedly would also be kind of cool. So I'm gonna say, you know what? Hey, Colonel, since you got like the craziest one, do you want to go next or do you want to go last?
No, leave me for last. Dark can go next.
Okay, so
Okay.
okay, so Dark, you have the floor now.
Oh, cool. I had to prefer the ceiling, but I'll take the floor. So
Good one.
We don't
Good
have a
one.
chair.
first one on my list is revamped tech claws, and this is for the sole purpose of we got the tech spear now. I was messing around with it again because I think it's obviously the best weapon in the game. Genuinely, just hands down, it is the most fun to use. It's the most dynamic. You can do all sorts of cool things with it. Animations wise, just it's objectively the coolest. That being said, the tech claws have kind of never really been great. They came with Gen 1, and you could block with them. The blocking doesn't really work. And then you can attack while running, which is really not possible to do with a lot of the other weapons in the game. And your attacks speed up with them. But I feel like with the introduction of the tech spear animations, with all of that, it leads the floor kind of open for the tech claws to come in and be just as cool. Like it'll have less range, of course, but you could still do something amazing like that. You could do like a big lunge with it. You could do all sorts of different things, make the block actually functional,
That
all
would be
sorts of
nice.
things. Like who didn't see them? Like if when we go to look at them, there's going to be so many people who look at the claws and look at what you can do with them and sees Captain America's shield from Infinity War, right? The
Yeah.
two black shields that he has. It's the blocking is even exactly the same, right? Why not capitalize on the fact that we have this taste of a really nice, cool, dynamic combat system with the
True.
tech spear and put that in for the tech claws and give somebody like all of us more of a rewarding, fun thing to play with along with everything else we're gonna get.
I agree.
Um,
I agree.
the other thing that I'm really hoping, and it looks like it's what we're getting, but I'm really hoping is the case, and it's a little more dynamic, is aquariums. In the art that we have kind of on the screen, the lady has her on a little box with a Tide Pup in it. I'm hoping that that is an aquarium, and I'm hoping, depending on the creature's size, you can fit them in the aquarium, but because it's such a flush box, I'm hoping we're going to be able to build them next to each other, connecting them to make them larger to fit larger creatures. So you see that giant fish in the pond that is 14 times the size than it should be sitting in the pond, and you capture in a fish basket? Cool, you can put it in the aquarium you have at your house, and it's the same size because you built the aquarium to the size. Or like certain water creatures and stuff like that. I think it is such a cool, awesome idea for us to have just a little extra bit of decoration that we can keep around and also keep certain creatures in, because what else are we using fish baskets for anymore besides taming shadow mains, right? We've had them in the game for however long, but we're not using them for anything. We don't we got them in what, Aberration, I think?
I think
For
so.
what purpose? Why did we get
I
them
think.
on Aberration?
Wait, was it Aberration?
I think it was.
Yep.
I think it was Aberration, but like, what reason?
Right.
And then what was it? The final one was a solid map. So Divik had the idea for teleportation and better teleportation across the different biomes. I'd like there to be a near solid map outside of the space biome. I'd like all the maps to be connected. You don't have to teleport between them. The ocean biome, you go between the ocean biome like a massive distance to the lava fields or to the swamp island, something like that. And that would be, it'd feel a lot more dynamic. It
Yes.
would give us a taste of what this ocean what these new water and ocean physics that we're getting has in store for actual land masses like the island or Astraeos, if they want to be implementing them in there, or Fjordur and these other maps,
Yeah.
which in my opinion I also think from any map. If they don't go back and put the water physics in the old maps, then any map going forward needs to have the ocean physics. They need to just apply it to those maps. It has to happen. I feel like it would be an absolute detriment to the entire game as a whole if they just leave that just to the side. But I think the only biome you should have to teleport to is the space one. The rest should be completely accessible by like ocean. You should be able to get there through the ocean biome. I think that'd be amazing.
True. And
it would make the ships more useful and everything as well. But
true.
Anyway, yeah.
I know we're on opposite sides of that equation, but honestly, I would be cool with that too. I would.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
just the way you're explaining it, it sounds like a more dynamic, like Ragnarok or something, which would be objectively cool. If you could not figure out the teleportation and it was just a flat map like that, I would be completely okay with it. But they've probably figured out the teleportation and all that stuff since it's already in Astraeos, et cetera, et cetera. So I would be okay with either or, honestly. And just to respond to people in chat here, better tech clause. No. Yeah. Oh, they're discussing paleo. What level do you think the paleo octopus saddle would be at, actually?
Definitely 80s. Definitely 80s.
I know someone said 86. Mike said 86. I can get behind 86.
I think 86 is accurate.
86 is a nice number.
Depending on the level when the map comes out, it'll kind of tell us everything we need to know too, right? Like if it's below anything in the 80s, then it's probably not going to be the hardest hitting thing on the map, right? It's probably not going to be like an ocean apex like everybody's kind of wanting.
I would hope so.
I hope it is too, but
like
it's all gonna depend, right? Because we're gonna get a bunch of traversal with it. It seems like it's going to have a decent amount of utility, roughly. I think it'll be all right either way. Even if it's not a massive hitter, I think it's still gonna be fun. Being able to I'm intrigued to see. If this is going to be able to pick up multiple creatures of a certain size, like it says it's going to, is this going to be another creature you want to take into, like, OSD drops? To pick up multiple creatures coming at the drop and then, beat the crap out of them, right? And
but I'd
like, that would be great.
Leak out of the water.
Yeah, like, it's definitely going to be slow out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to, put it in like a cryopod or something and then throw it out. But that's also the other question, how long can you have it out of the water? That would be my immediate question.
The way they make it seem, and the way they've kind of made it seem as being this all-terrain mount, I'd say kind of perpetually. I think it's going to have a massive speed nerf out of the water, but I think that it's still going to, because of the speed nerf, they're not going to give it a water penalty.
Right.
Maybe it gets a water buff instead that kind of pushes you to want to use it more in the water, but I'd say that
Jazzy, that's what Dark said.
Or a land debuff maybe. But not really anything like, oh, your paleo octopus is going to die because you've been walking around the swamp biome or whatever. Do you guys think it's gonna swim, quote unquote, in the space biome? Because I do.
That would be cool. That would visually be terrifying, actually.
Yeah, that was the pitch for it in the vote. That was a part of the pitch.
That would be
I would
terrifying. Hope so. You just look up and there's a big old octopus just swimming at you, jeez. Dog, no. Oh, okay.
Could it climb the trees in the fog?
I bet it will.
Oh, Tide Pup saddle at funny number or 46. Okay, I can get behind that.
What was the number? Which funny number? Can you elaborate?
We all know.
Not the dumb funny number, the funny number.
Oh yes. Okay.
Oh, the one that starts with a 4. I got you. Okay.
But yeah, no, Dark's got some solid ideas. I do like all of Dark's ideas, and that's not even that's not even my bias either, because I like this guy. But legit, we all have some really good ideas for Gen 1, honestly, and think it's also still what I've said previously about this being a make or break for some people. But looking at everything, regardless of even if we get half of the stuff we mention here, like
Yeah.
I said at the top of the 10, this is a wish list at the top. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
If we get like 2 of these things, I would be completely okay with it. If we get a good chunk of them, cool. Also very cool. But I would say out of the 3 of us, the
Yeah.
Colonel's got probably the most insane picks, and I'm upset I didn't
Thank you.
think of them. So, Colonel, now
can't
we're
keep
gonna
up with
give you the floor, and you go for it, my friend.
Now I'm gonna build up. I'm gonna go from the last to the first because the first is easily my favorite that I thought of.
Mm-hmm.
So my first one, it's pretty sure it's a general request. Proper mission difficulty scaling. If you're going solo, it shouldn't be possible. I've never played Genesis before, but I've heard that was the main complaint. Some people play solo and would just missions. Some of them were way too hard to
Yes.
be enjoyable. But I'm pretty sure that's something to be expected. So I think we can just confirm that. Like it's very likely.
Oh, absolutely.
Now onto the second one is, I'm gonna have to say this is at least part of it is probably no, but I think it would be cool as a surprise like Cryo on Lost Colony to get either Suchomimus or Dinokairos from Arc Editions into the base game with Genesis. Because you got a giant swamp, that's perfect for Dinokairos.
It is.
And with all this water biome, it's perfect for Suchomimus.
True.
And on that note, Cryolophosaurus definitely it's time for it to come to the other maps, and it could
I
start
agree.
with Genesis.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's a good opportunity. It's unlikely, but I'd be very happy if that happened. Now my third idea, water features. The map has a very big focus on water this time around. So tsunamis are the first thing you think about when you think of water disasters. So, like, just imagine building on an island in the ocean biome, and you suddenly see the tides start going back, and you have like a few minutes to get in the air or get in the water, or else everything just comes. And I can see how that could be annoying if it keeps happening. Like the weather events on Scorch, those definitely got a bit old over time. But I think those could be enjoyable. So I wouldn't be opposed to that happening. But now, my crown jewel. The best thing I've thought about. Wandering motor in the new ocean biome like King Titan on Extinction. I want your guys' thoughts on this.
Oh,
I love it.
dude. Oh, dude.
It's such a good idea.
I'm
I
so
genuinely
mad I didn't think of that. That was the big one for me right there. So
Yeah.
So yeah, no, just going down, I guess, up the list here. I can
Yeah.
definitely speak from Colonel's wish list here on the proper difficulty scaling because I was telling
Yeah.
I was telling Dart too because we were talking, and there was maybe like 3 or 4 missions that I had to play off camera because I had to use commands just to finish it. That's how difficult it was, and I don't do commands like that. I don't do that. So the fact that it's gotten to the point where some missions require you to cheat the system is kind of ridiculous. And plus,
Yeah.
with the bog biome, now with Dinosuchus in the game, I could see
Yeah.
it getting a brute version and just being insane. So, jeez. Like, oh, jeez. You know, Dinosuchus
Oh,
being
yeah.
a base game now, it just makes the bog so much more terrifying. And just Suko or Dinokairos, I could see Dinokairos. I'm not sure about Suko. I don't, because I'm not a donator for him, so I don't know where either of them are as far as production is concerned. But I would love either one. Either one.
Yeah.
And the other two would just objectively make ocean biome way more dynamic in the case of flash floods, like you said in the text here, or just tsunamis in general, and just I could just imagine swimming through the ocean just casually, and then Modare coming out of flipping nowhere and attacking me. Like that would be so sick.
It would be worse if you jumped off your pirate ship after something and you hit the water and it's just staring at your ship. You just drop into the water and you're looking straight down and it is just making eye contact.
Man, I keep making this joke. But it would actually be kind of
it's
funny.
motor. That's an eel.
Yeah, it would be kind of funny though, is if it just like surfaced for a second and just looking at you like the Legaia Chris animation that I showed you, Dark, and just get in the water. Like no.
I gotta touch real quick up on the Sukumai Mr. Dinochirus thing.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm also directly like right there thinking that Dinochirus is probably the most likely.
Yes.
I'd say the most likely out of any of the Arc Edition ones for us to get. Besides maybe a surprise Bracky drop where we also get the X variant in. Don't know about that. Probably not, but that would be just mind-bogglingly huge. But Dinochirus, the last we checked, it was like 3 years ago, probably more. The model was done. There was animations finished for it. I am pretty sure it has a walking animation that's at least done for it. And this was 3-something years ago.
Right.
Even with minimum free time, I'd say that's enough for Garuga to have at least had a majority of it finished before Gen 1, if not now for Gen 1 specifically. I think it would be, I said this with Cryo, and I was completely correct before the launch of Lost Colony. It would be such a missed opportunity not to release Dinochirus, and
I agree.
There's no better map to release the Big King Swamp Herbivore than in the swamp biome of these, like, swamp map. You know what I mean? Like, a whole little mini map dedicated to the swamp. Put that big duck there. Put it there.
Yeah.
It would be so cool. Imagine you just get there. It's misty. You're walking through the woods, and you just hear that big clink, 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 clink off in the distance. Like, oh,
yeah, jeez.
Fantastic.
That would see, the bog is already objectively pretty scary, but putting that there would also be just make it so much worse. And plus, with the Therizino TLC, you could also see Theory on that map, and those two being together, like.
Not to mention, we need more apex herbivores.
Yes,
we
please.
Need them. Dinochirus is going to be the acro equivalent. We know that Theory is going to be the Rex equivalent. Like, Bracky will be Gig equivalent. That will be the trio. But we need a taste of one of them, and I think I've kind of wild, but I think we'd get Dinochirus before we get Theory if Dinochirus comes with Gen 1.
Yeah, I agree.
We'd be seeing this before we get TLC Theory, and I think it'd be deserved. I think it's exactly what Gen 1 would need as that little extra oomph. That little extra, oh, look at this, guys. Check this out. It'll be here for a little bit, and then all other maps, kind of like they're doing with Cryo.
Watch the trailer come out, right? See, now this is just spur of the moment here, but watch us get the trailer, right? We get the trailer.
Yeah.
And we're going through all the different biomes. See the ocean biome, the snow, da-da-da-da-da-da. We get to the bog, and we get, like, a pair of feet walking past the camera, right? I could see Depps doing this, right? You could see a pair of feet walking past the camera. You get the claws of Therizino going down, and then it walks by. You hear this, and then you get Dinochirus walking by, and then you get the honks and the clicks. Camera swaps to like this hill shot, and you get both of them walking up the hill, and that's how you reveal Evo Theory. YC Theory and Dinochirus, and it's like boom, there's two of them, and if we did get all three, just assuming we got all three, you go to the volcano biome, you get Gig, terrorizing.
The-
Then you get Bracky walking into frame and them facing off, and that's the end of the trailer.
Oh man, that just made
Wait,
such a that just gave me the biggest daydream possible because all
Exactly.
right, so
Exactly.
hear me out. Like great idea for the bog reveal, but instead it goes through and it goes through oh look Bloodstalker here there
Mhm.
and some of the other bog shots and then the camera pans out from bog and you hear and maybe
Mhm.
you see a little glimpse of Suchomimus running real fast past the camera or
Yeah.
something, or like just its head out of the water. And then the camera pans up and out, and then you hear the Deinokairos call, that clack clack and that horn-esque sound. And then you cut over to the volcano biome, and there's Bracky, right? And
Yeah.
Bracky facing off with Gig. Then you cut to the ocean biome, and you have tide pups jumping in and out of the water, a paleoctopus climbing up a ship, and the camera kind
Yeah.
of pans out a bit, and you see two TLC Quetzes flying through the sky over the ship, like one with a baby dino or something in its beak. Like, it,
Wishful.
we'll never get it, but
Yeah.
like
But
daydream.
biggest daydream of all time there, because admittedly
But also,
the TLCs,
yeah.
of the base guys,
Go ahead.
YC Theory, YC Quetz, YC Gig. If we got even just a surprise taste of any of them for
Yeah.
Gen 1 or any of the maps that haven't come out yet, and GP is goaded, by the way. I see you guys in chat. GP is goaded. I said what I said. It would be so cool. And I did
Oh.
see you, Jazzy, I did see your question about Parrot. We'll get into that right now. But
Oh,
seriously, it just even a taste of what's to come would be nice. And it may not be like how Dark is presenting it, but it would be cool. Would it feel a little overloaded? Yes. But if you show the people that you're actively working on this stuff, then you
Yeah.
get more hope in the near future for those things. Like a
You know what
tease
you
of
can liken that
Suko.
to?
Go ahead, Sorry, Colonel.
You know, I'm gonna make a parallel here. Monster Hunter Wilds, for an
Yes.
example.
Oh,
Every title update, at the end of it, they show you like 10 seconds of the next one.
yep.
So I think that's definitely something that can be incorporated.
yeah. Oh, with Lao Shin Lung, I believe it was.
Oh yeah, no, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped.
Imagine we're wrong. And we just get the imagine we're completely wrong about any of these creatures.
Yeah.
And we just get Megalosaur TLC thrown in there with nothing about it.
That's
We've got
not
no
bad.
concept
That's
art,
not bad.
nothing. They just drop Megalosaur. Like
Well,
I'd
here's
be happy with it,
Megalosaurus,
but that'd be
boom.
so funny.
That would
That'd
be
be so
See,
great.
that would be hilarious because circling back to Cryo being surprise dropped, I had no
time.
idea. I had zero idea going in that we were
Oh,
going
I
to get
did.
Cryo.
I
It
did.
didn't even
I was so
dawn on
surprised.
me
I was
that
so
we would
surprised.
get Cryo at all. So when we got to that section of trailer and you see Cryo on screen doing its thing, I'm like, holy crap, no way. No
I was
way.
foaming at the mouth about it. Everybody called
Dude.
me like, I kid you not. I said it in like 3 or 4 discords. I talked to Divik about this, but I said it in like multiple popular arc discords, and they're like, "No, Cryo's not supposed to be done yet. There's still this going on and this going on and this going on. Cryo's not coming." I'm like, no. What do you mean? What do you mean? Giant ice map? No dinosaur? Ice dinosaur? That seems dumb. We saw just a little tease of like where Cryo was, and mind you, what he showed with us with Cryo, when
Right.
he gave that tease only a couple of months before Lost Colony, is like just barely, maybe a little further than Dino Kairos was the very last time we saw that. So also
True.
keep that in mind.
True.
But like, then they drop it, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it!" And I was screaming at everybody, just like, "It's coming,
called me a
guys!" They called me a madman.
They called me a madman.
I'm sitting there and I'm shaking people in the streets like, "Cryo's coming," and they're like, "Eh,
All right,
no,
all right, man, calm
dude,
down,
maybe
jeez.
no, back up.
But yeah, no,
copium over here."
I think I was at work before clocking in, and I saw the trailer, And I'm just like, just audibly, there's no way. Like, there's no way, dude. I lost my freaking mind. And, I turned to Lady David because we worked together. I turned to Lady David, like, Cryolophosaurus, oh my gosh! Because I had no idea. I was so hyper focused on Paleoarc stuff and like my other projects that I had no idea. So you see Cryo doing its like bra and shooting the ice balls and everything. I'm like, there's no way, dude. And then Garuga confirms it later. It's like, yep, Cryolophosaurus got surprise dropped. I was very adamant about getting Cryo in there. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's so cool! That's so cool! So I kind of agree with Dark here that it would be a mistake not to put Dinokairos in the bog. Like, come on. That would be... It would be too good. It's too good not to. Like, what do you mean?
After you're done, Vivek.
Sorry?
I would argue that Suko, in a weird world, I would love to almost see Suko more just because of how little we've seen of it. But there's so much more weighing in for Dinokairos for me, just in terms of the game health, what I think the game needs, how because it's so big, releasing it on the biggest swamp I think in the game would make the most sense and all of that. I would also I feel like Barry's just gone. Don't get me wrong, still a great caving creature, but it's been lost to the bad model gods for so long. It's just been living down there, just in the Ark underworld, right? And Suko could just bring in that little bit of life towards the Spinosaurids that maybe we need as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I went looking for the update for when Cryo released because you know what. He's like, I'll keep this brief because it's me and my wife's first wedding anniversary. Congrats. On the 19th of December, so Ayo. But sneaky Cryo release. I begged my bosses to let me work on Cryo for this release. Literally a, hey, this big snow map, I have a snow dino that would be perfect kind of exchange. I busted my butt on this dude. Hopefully everyone enjoys this Fun Edition's surprise as well as a whole new story expansion. This whole team went absolutely wild, haha, and all in on developing this content. Everyone worked really hard, and I think this really shows, and it gets into bugs and whatnot. But yeah, see, he was really jonesing for Cryo on this map, so it wouldn't surprise me if Dinokairos got the same thing, and what are conditions?
Concavinator, I think he's
Concavinator. That's another one. I don't know.
We forgot him.
I don't know.
He had
so many typos there.
It.
My brain was doing gymnastics for a second, trying to figure out what this guy was talking about.
I think it depends on the new abilities and taming, what map we might see it on. So it's kind of I would think Concavinator is kind of the wild card for the Arc Editions because he's kind of completely redoing it from the ground up. Like, we can talk about Bracky all we want, and that will fit on just pretty much any map that they decide, hey, it's done, it's time to release. Suko kind of will. So would Velociraptor, because we got to remember Velociraptor's another one that he's working on that we will eventually be getting. Like a bunch of the Arc Editions ones, we can kind of take a good guess, especially with Dinokairos. He's redoing Concavinator because they stole it for Fastlow, and Fastlow should have been so much cooler. But anyway, they could do it could be anywhere. It could be anywhere because Concavinator could kind of be anything. I don't think he's gonna give up the shark aspect of it, but I don't think it's going to be what we used to know. So it has such a good opportunity to just show up whenever. Maybe it drops Gen 1 and it's Ocean Shark, mid carnivore. You know what I mean? Like
That would be
it's
kind of
Yeah.
sick.
wild. It is just simply a wild card that can be just tossed around. Because we have no information.
Yeah, Jazzy, just to confirm with you, there's a lot of issues with Lost Colony, and I think we've said it before on stream that that map was not done.
Yeah, last one.
And but with Cryo itself, the taming is more refined in general, and it's just a really cool looking, fun creature that is not super strong, and it's not meant to be, but it is fun to play around with, especially with the jump, with the ice ball attack thing, doing torpor and everything. It's just a fun creature, right?
I think it can be pretty strong.
It can
if you
be
learn how to use it, it
objectively,
can be
but it's
pretty strong,
not
yeah.
like super powerful, and I'm actually okay with that. Not everything in this game needs to be super OP powerful.
Yeah.
The people complaining about the Uranio.
Looking at you, Bison. Bison is
That
cracked.
Bison alone.
Bison
Leave it
is
alone.
cracked, and I love
Bison
it.
should be stronger.
Bison is cracked, but
Hashtag buff Bison.
admittedly though, Bison should be cracked because those things are insane IRL. Like,
My hands
Yeah.
up. My hands up. Pick me, teacher. Pick me.
huh? What,
Over here. Okay,
What-
I'm
you
gonna
want-
talk.
you want to go ahead.
Okay.
You were talking about the variants, and you and I talked
Yeah.
about a snow bison
That's true.
variant
That's
that
true, we
has
did.
that has longer like beard
Horns?
fur and stuff out the front. Maybe I think its horns are all right, but just longer
Yeah.
fur towards the front.
Yeah.
And
A
that
beard.
kind of drags down a little bit more. Maybe a little bit of a different pattern, but like
Kratos, but
yeah, a little bit. We get snow Kratos bison. Oh, be amazing.
That would
It
be
throws
cool.
its horns and calls them back.
Oh jeez. Yeah, I think another one. Oh, and this was a sneaky one. I forgot about it. I completely forgot.
We forgot about Parrot.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get into Parrot right now. But
Oh, yeah,
disable
wait, ready?
whatever that was that prevented you from using flyers on Gen 1. No.
I didn't
No.
hear it. I didn't hear it.
No. I'm gonna fight you. No. Because why would
Divika,
you
Divika,
introduce X Tapahara and X RG and you can't fly them?
Take him to another map.
Why
It's
would
okay.
you? No.
Wait a minute.
No. Because
It disconnected. What's the topic? Connected for me. I didn't hear.
yeah, okay, so
Oh.
I'm saying like because that's right, you didn't play Gen 1, but they introduced
Genesis.
X
Oh, yeah.
Tapahara and X RG, two
flies?
gorgeous animals, but when you tamed them, you could not ride them at all. Like, put a saddle on, whatever, you could not ride them. The only way I got to ride it was using Force Tame. I had to use a command to be able to ride the X creatures. And you had to do that every single time. So
Hello?
it's like, why would you introduce these beautiful flyers and then you can't ride them by default? Whatever they did to code that, remove that. Because that is so redundant to introducing beautiful creatures and you can't use them. What do you mean?
I'm here for it.
Like, why?
Divik's gonna hate me for this, but I'm so here for it. Like, don't get me wrong, beautiful creatures. I'm not saying we shouldn't be allowed to ride the new variants of these beautiful creatures, but you can always be allowed by transferring them over to another map. I'm very much so in that I want to have a challenge. I think flyers completely disable the challenge of the game. I think
not
that as soon as
entirely.
you get a flyer, no matter what map you're on, it becomes nearly obsolete playing the game. It becomes a farming simulator for the most part,
No.
unless you choose to do something otherwise. And like, I could see them enabling flyers if it's one solid map, but because of the size of the mini maps, because these maps are just objectively smaller individually, them not having flyers forces you to make the maps feel bigger. Right? The maps just simply feel bigger because you're not flying around.
Yeah,
So, well,
but
I
I guess their
understand.
response to that too is Bloodstalker, admittedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, though, it's like, come on, guys, come on, guys. Like, there are those who probably won't want to tame Bloodstalker for whatever reason, and want to be able to venture through the air, uh, on the maps and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Jazzy. But just to get into your previous question about the parrot, um, I don't know what kind of abilities it could have.
I have
I don't
ideas.
think it'll have much, to be honest. I think it's just going to be a shoulder pet.
But yeah,
Maybe one
she
ability,
she
like
proposed
the
the
cat.
question of, have you guys talked about if the parrot is a new creature? Yes, it will. Yes, it is. And what abilities it might have? I'm not sure. I can see it having some form of vocal mimicry to deter certain
Mm-hmm.
animals because it's a parrot, duh. And just
Mm,
also maybe some kind of protection from specific things while
Mm,
it's on your
yeah.
shoulder. I could see that, maybe. But then
Mm,
I feel like that also kind of bleeds into what Tide Pup could do for you as well. So I could
yeah.
see
yeah.
Parrot being like an early Tide Pup before you tame the actual Tide Pup, but its abilities are a lot stronger
Mm.
than what Parrot has. I'm not entirely sure, Jazzy. But regardless, though, I could see it being very, very cool. And also, speaking of Parrot, one call out, I didn't watch the video, but after the stream with me and Dark, we talked about Parrot being like a creature skin, like a skin for something, or it being an actual creature. And GP made a video or a short wondering that
Mm.
exact same thing. And I'm just like, hey, great minds. You'll love to see it. I never watched that short, but I definitely want to. And I haven't gotten around to watching it because we probably said the exact same thing. But that's actually really cool. And I did hear you, Dark. Go ahead.
Oh, so some of my ideas for the parrot, you nailed one of them, is
Oh, did
kind of
I?
a mimicry thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it being able to mimic specific dinosaurs, and that helps what have you. Somebody mentioned that it did give you a little bit of a crafting bonus in Atlas, so that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
another thing that I think maybe it could have is some form of lock picking or door opening. Right now, the only one creature we have that
Mesopithecus?
can do that is Mesopithecus,
Yeah.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's a very easy early game tame to get. If Parrot was just a little bit higher than that,
Mm-hmm.
it would make it, I personally think it would make it a little more useful,
Ooh.
because when you throw it, if it kind of has its wings tucked, that would give it a smaller hitbox, meaning you could probably get it into windows or in ports on ships just a little
Yeah.
bit easier, and
Mm-hmm.
then have it come back and have it open things and have it open these doors,
Oh,
whether they're
Caleb
locked or
actually had
not
a
for
good
you.
idea of it being able to find like treasure stuff and stuff. That would be
That would
cool.
Yeah.
kind of be neat.
That
That
would
would
be
be
objectively pretty cool, like too.
pretty all right. Or some tool use even.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe like you can
You know?
hand it a tool or something. It can give that tool to somebody else or something like that, because parrots have, like, they have a hyper opposable beaks. They have very opposable diodactyl feet, which is where they're in that kind of X shape.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
there's a lot of very kind of cool things that they could mash up and mix with it. Because what I remember, they did that with Cat too, where they kind of changed the abilities and stuff for Cat, because Cat didn't function that
Mm.
way in Atlas, from what I remember, or at least from what I heard and had read up on. So we could see a possibly like a really cool, really useful, smart shoulder pet that maybe feels more like an actual pet and not like a little accessory sitting on your shoulder.
Oh,
That would be nice.
oh,
I
hold
mean,
on.
yeah.
While we were going, this just in some new information.
What?
Um,
Oh,
so the idea for the procedurally generated islands is scrapped, which okay, fine.
where this.
But there's a new skill tree
Oh.
content tied to ships. Okay, so and we got confirmed classes of ship being sloop, brigandine, and galleon.
Oh.
And then, Dark, you're gonna like this. New ocean physics getting applied to other maps with oceans later down the line.
Oh. That's cool.
So sounds like the biomes will in fact be separated off of another, off of one from one another, and still doing the biodome thing with them being in the corners of the map in the corners of the map
Wait,
wide
where does
ocean. Okay, okay, that's cool.
Divik, where
So
does it
Oh, so I'm reading this from the depths course.
Discord?
Yeah,
Oh,
Discord.
okay,
okay.
so no procedural islands.
Okay, that's fine. Honestly,
Those are gone.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I'm all right with that.
Okay.
And then they said new skill tree like skills. You said involving ships.
the ships specifically.
So-
Yes.
I'm assuming that means maybe better handling or some
That- I
form
could see that,
or
yeah.
another of that. Maybe you get some sort of debuff and some skills help you with those debuffs. I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's not really much else I could see outside of building the ships, and that concerns me only because if it's skills that make it faster for you to build the ships, how long is it going to take you to get the ship you want? Like I'm
Yeah.
all for like a nice progression and that kind of thing, but I'm also very much here for being able to get on the water with my ship as fast as possible and check it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is what it is. You said it doesn't sound like it sounds like we're getting very biome specifics.
Yes.
So there's not going to be connected, which is like I'm completely fine with it as long as they
Right.
do
Yeah.
it correctly, like what you were saying with the teleport.
Yeah.
And then water physics going to every other map or like other maps, not every other map, but other maps
Well, with
specifically.
oceans
That,
and stuff. That's
yeah,
nice.
that is huge,
Yeah,
and that's what's going to make ASA, in my opinion. That specifically, remember what they pitched with ASA, with there being currents that take you in rivers, with there being these dynamic water physics, where legitimately in one of the showcases of the engine, they showed waves and water physics on the island, like what they're doing with Gen 1.
Right.
They gave us that and said that was part of what was coming. I think this is them fulfilling that promise. And I think that's what, like, we're going to see a massive influx of new people compared to how we have before.
Oh yeah.
Because we're going to have oceans that look like oceans and not like ponds. Not like
This is gonna
static
revive the
tubs of
center.
water.
That's gonna revive the center.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
you're
yes.
right.
Absolutely.
People are
Revive
gonna
the
go back.
center.
See, I just got a little
Oh.
scared too because my base area on Rag is right
Ocean
next to an ocean.
Oh.
I
Yep,
just
add the tsunamis, get him in there, let Divik feel the consequences of his actions. Come on.
no, I'm getting tech shield. Forget this, man. I'm getting a bunch of tech shields. Forget this. No. I spent like 3 days rebuilding that thing, even with commands and everything, because I lost everything because Neutrano is stupid sometimes. But anyways, no, that's actually really stinking cool. But I do like that. And one thing I like too is that they're taking their time with this stuff. Right?
The delay.
Yeah.
Like they're really taking their time with it. Like not just the delay, Colonel, but just in general. Because I remember because if you guys recall, the first trailer we got for ASA had baby flyers. We just recently got that, right? And another thing that was promoted was dynamic water. We're getting that with Genesis Part 1, right? And there was a lot of stuff that they really wanted to do with the game at the top of the tin, so to speak. And they're finally getting it to it now. And Caleb, I kind of agree with you. Can we get a dinghy for an early start? I agree with you there.
All right.
I assume that's what'll happen.
That would be cool.
One thing, though, is they're not done with the baby flyers.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
They want to do nests.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't like
That was in the trailer.
having, they it was in the trailer, and I think it was last year's Extra Life event. They talked about they didn't want to do the baby flyers until they had the nests. But complainers kept complaining because they kept showing them in trailers, so they went ahead and added them. So I have my fingers crossed that our lovely, beautiful art community didn't ruin this, and they're not done with them, and we do get the nests. Because if the game finishes and we don't have baby nests, if I don't have to climb a cliff to find a baby RG, I am going to email everybody a man tier in a little baggie, and you'll all get one of my man tier. That's what's gonna happen. You all get the sadness of the conses that are quenching to the community because you took that from us. Just letting you know.
It also makes it much easier
Yeah.
to imprint. Because
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, if you take Quetz as an example, there's a baby Quetz. If you want to imprint it, it's impossible. It does not land. It's impossible to imprint. Just happened to me not too long ago.
Exactly.
Reminded me the 150 baby snow owl on Extinction. I think I streamed it, but I spent probably 2 hours cosmoing up towards this baby snow
I
owl
would
trying
say
to claim
so,
it, and I
Mike.
could not get it.
I would say so,
Well,
Mike. Yeah, so the ocean waves are going to be the same as the ones we're seeing in the image we have on screen. I would say so.
Probably.
I would imagine
Imagine
so. Yeah.
Imagine surfboards.
Imagine what now?
Imagine surfboards.
Oh, surfboard.
Surfboard.
Wait, the little tech surfer. That's gonna
Oh.
get better. I hope the tech surfer does get better, because that was like such a treasure
Big waves and
planet
storms
thing.
in storms? Yes, absolutely. Oh,
I was about
gosh.
to say that before we talked about the surfboards. Like, I'm hoping that we like the water is dynamic to the weather, right?
Yeah.
And I hope that applies to every
Oh.
map. If we get storms, we get hard waves that we have to manage our ship on. If we're not like pointed the right
dude.
way, maybe our ship takes more damage. I don't see them making the physics of the ship sit there and like completely flip, because everybody knows that'll instantly break the game, because your ship's going to sit there and do like 15 360s. You'll get flown off into the world border, die, and lose all your...
Dude,
But I do think it might take damage if it's not
I
the right
just got a
orientation.
sick idea.
What?
Yeah.
You know, imagine, right, you get a storm, right? There's lightning
Yeah.
and everything, because it's a storm, and it's raining, waves are going crazy. How hard would a thumbnail be for Ark if you had a rainstorm, and then there's like a freaking like dinosaur roaring in the rain?
Yeah, that would make for some good
Waves crashing up on a rock with the T-Rex
dude.
roaring.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's some cinematic stuff right there.
Getting a
Oh my
thumbnail with maybe
gosh.
somebody climbing up to the crow's nest of a ship in a storm, with the ship kind of angled on a wave, with a
dude,
paleo
come
octopus lashed to the
on,
side climbing
dude.
up.
Yeah, trying to pull you down.
There's so much potential with this, and it excites me. I'm genuinely
This
happy
is-
for the delay.
This has been the most hyped I've genuinely actually been for a map since Lost Colony.
Yeah.
Like, in so long. And if they give me another Lost Colony feel, because the thing with Lost Colony was when it first came out and I got onto it, I loved it. For the first like week, I loved playing it, but then you started seeing
Then
the
you started seeing
cracks
the-
start
yeah.
to form.
Yeah.
You started feeling it more
Can
and
we
more.
please
And I really
talk
hope that's not...
about a tornado in the winter biome would go hard.
I see bigger avalanches before tornadoes.
I
Yeah,
agree. That could go hard. That really could.
Mountains don't usually have a lot of tornadoes, so...
But like some kind of weather event that's extremely dangerous in the winter
I know that
biome would be cool.
they had avalanches.
Yeah, but they
I
were
think
little.
they just need to...
They're little baby
yeah,
ones.
I think they just need to,
Yeah.
like, exaggerate. Or... Doubt it,
Yeah.
but Nakatis bringing his little weather system he made over to the winter biome and making the snow start rising and the temperature dropping
Yeah.
drastically would be huge.
True.
That would
And
be
you know, I could see matter of fact, and I could see those same like weather events damaging specific tiers of build. So like wood and thatch would get decimated. Well, thatch would get destroyed. Wood would get extremely damaged, not broken, but extremely damaged, and like stone would get like a little flick, and metal just would not be touched because it's metal. And tech tier, yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Like I could see like more, and Adobe would probably resist pretty good. But like, why would you want to build Adobe in the snow? But
Lazy
but yeah,
like,
biome has a
isn't
but
lazy biome.
like
still, like, I could see like the
oh
tiers of build being resistant to some of this stuff, and of course,
Oh yeah.
metal being the absolute worst in the volcano biome for the
yeah
most obvious
yeah
reasons ever. But what also it being the best one to use because it's metal.
That's kind of another topic that I don't think we've touched on enough.
Hmm.
Like surprisingly, given
yeah
our track record,
Right.
the lack of new building materials.
oh
They've been giving
yeah
us skins, which don't get me wrong, I love the skins. I think they're really good at making builds dynamic. Divik saw that last night when he came on my server and he saw what I did with the Astraeos and the Frontier, combining those to
yeah
make a really nice little house and everything. But like we just haven't seen any actual new structure material in so long. I think the
Hmm.
last they added Adobe and Tech, and we just haven't gotten an
The last one was
actual
Adobe.
one. Last one was Adobe. Like
That was years ago. What the hell?
that's so long ago, and they had like this idea to do like a regrowing vines kind of thing that they never
Uh,
brought to the game. That was an ASE. Um, all these kinds of things. It's a little bit of a shame because
yeah
there's so many opportunities. Yeah, something like Marble would be really nice.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities for
mm,
us to be able to do that we just don't have,
Right.
and we should be able to capitalize on
Yeah,
because
so
I'd
yeah
argue,
I. Oh, go
yeah,
ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was about to say, I'd say builders are like no matter PvE or PvP, no matter what side of wherever you are, builders are the core foundations of Arc, literally and metaphor. If
mhm,
you are playing multiplayer, that one guy, you always have the one guy who will build the best base, who
yeah
makes the best looking stuff.
Hmm.
Like they they kind of rule the Arc community a little bit more than I think they get enough credit for, and
Hmm.
we don't get any new structures
Yeah.
to accommodate for those. We get skins, and skins are only so good. It inspires lazy building because
Hmm.
I can make anything look good now and build it out of thatch.
exactly.
Anything
Right.
can look good out of thatch.
Yeah.
Like,
I've done that. I don't lie.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, then again, I've also purposely used thatch just for the aesthetic.
Of course, and
Yeah
I'm not saying
Right.
that that like
And
isn't a good piece of it, but it
that's.
also
Hmm.
gives a like more meaning to the point of give us other new building things to
Right.
use for that aesthetic as well.
yeah
Hmm. But yeah, I was looking. I just while you were talking, Dark, I went ahead and looked up the building in Arc, just ASA in general. There we have thatch, wood, adobe, stone,
so
greenhouse, metal, and tech. That is seven
yeah
tiers of building,
and those
and that's not even
from AC.
counting. I heard you, Colonel, but that's not even
Yeah
counting the farming. That's not even counting the storage or the crafting and cooking structures, the power and the lights, or the furniture, of which there is a lot of furniture.
Not enough in
yeah
my opinion, but
there's
you
there's
know.
a there's the sleeping bags, the mirror. There's a massive list of
Mirror doesn't
furniture
count. Nobody
materials.
uses mirror. Frame rates are awful. Mirror.
Yeah, there's
Nobody.
flags, there's the map, there's the trophy walls, there's a taxidermy basis, training dummy for
that's
your armor, gravestone, pressure plate, remote keypad, text sensor. I
yeah
forgot about that thing. Jump pad, camera. I'm guessing I guess it's getting into what's not in the game just yet. But there is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 12 or 13 for crafting and cooking. And then
Yeah.
yeah
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for storage.
yeah
And then I'm not even gonna bother trying to count how many for furniture. I'm just gonna guess there's like 20 or plus of them.
yeah
I
But
mean,
like the building is huge, admittedly, with the smallest tier of building being thatch for the most obvious reason of all time, but you get the picture, right?
let's do
Yeah.
mud. Let's put mud in there.
Mud,
Let's get a mud
a
version so you can
mud
make a
tier.
mud hut. Like that could be lower than thatch, but just a
Bamboo
mud hut
structures
would
would be
be great.
cool.
Bamboo. Yeah, bamboo. That
I'm
would be cool.
wondering, I'm actually kind of curious too, what type of new structures we're gonna get with the Bob's True Tales. Because
True.
Yeah.
if you guys remember, back on the community crunch, I think it was 2 community crunches ago, with a cracking good time one, 509.
Mhm.
There looks like there's a new type of armor stand that has a pole. So it's not like a dummy; it's an actual armor stand.
Mhm.
We've got like a sack of some kind. It doesn't look like a death bag; it's like an actual sack.
Yeah.
Like we got some other new
Mm.
stuff, so I'm really curious to see what else we're gonna get. But would we count building the ships? Because I'm assuming we're going to have to build them piece by piece, kind of like you did in Atlas, just a little easier from
Yeah.
what I've
I would
heard from
agree.
the directors and all of that. Would ships kind of count as a new kind of building structure?
I would imagine. I would say yes. I would say yes. And what could probably make it more? I very much doubt this. I doubt
What's
it.
it?
But I think what would also be cool is if you have different materials for your ships. Yeah, I mean, yes,
Yeah.
you have the wood
Has
ones,
to be
but
expected.
like a
The different.
metal one, a tech one,
Mhm.
right? Maybe not
Oh,
all the materials because, yeah, duh, but like at least a good chunk of them, right? And
Yeah.
here's something I would actually like a lot, and I just thought of this right now while I was talking about it. But I would like to see skins for the base game tier. So what do I mean? Like you
Yeah.
build out of say metal, right?
Mm.
But you want it to look like wood or adobe or something.
Oh. Oh
You
my
could
goodness.
do
Yeah.
that.
That'd be really cool.
I think we had that on one. I think we had that at some point in ASC. I don't recall if it was a mod or not, but that would mix it up so much. And yes, we have the obsession with the structure skins and whatnot. And yes, that might be it is kind of bad, but that right there would be so cool. That would
Yeah.
be very nice.
I had an idea that kind of followed what you were saying.
Uh huh.
I think we've been talking to each other too much. Our brains are like melding.
Probably.
But so what if it's similar? Real quick, I think we're gonna get Viking ship skins with Fjordur Caleb, if I had to guess. But
I would agree. I would agree.
I think that the tiers is such an interesting idea.
Yes.
But I'm wondering if it's going to be something similar to this, where you have your smaller ships
Right.
that are kind of your thatch slash wood,
Right.
and then you have your larger ships like the galleons and stuff that are kind of your stone and everything, and then metal. Hear me out, because this could be so cool. Steampunk style is your metal. Steampunk
I'm in.
style ships would be
Like Steamboat
so
Willie.
good. But better, yeah.
But yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, you
I
got
can see it.
pipes going down the sides of the ships. You got
Mhm.
like this gear engine sticking out the middle and stuff. Maybe you have to like keep feeding it oil specifically, and like jars of water to make sure that it's running off the steam and the gears are oiled and everything. That would
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
give some more maintenance ideas and stuff to it, but it'd be really cool. It's so cool. There's so many things that they could do with it. Do I think like is it going to be a make or break if they don't? Absolutely not. Pirate ships are always going to be a win if
Exactly.
they're done right. But I think it'd be a great idea. I genuinely do.
Oh,
Japanese
Caleb
style
also
ships.
mentioned before, at the start of the live, Pirates of the Caribbean, and we get a Black Pearl. I mean, I could
No.
see you just having a really cool looking ship and just, oh, I just thought of this.
Yeah.
You have, I just realized this, but you have the different colors on the ships. If you
Yep.
could paint them You could actually just straight up make the Black Pearl if you really
Yeah.
wanted to.
I was just thinking about that.
Like you could just straight up, okay, here's my ship, here's my cool looking ship with like this decal and everything, paint it black, boom. Or, ha ha ha, FNAF fans go where. You could also have maybe like dynamic shapes or dynamic sails. I could see this. I could see this being a skin, honestly, and I'd be completely okay with it. Then you could have like seaweed or something on your on the ships, or like
Yeah.
something like the Flying Dutchman from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That could be really
The
cool.
mods are gonna go crazy.
Mods are gonna go
Definitely.
so dumb when the ships come
I'm-
out. Oh my
Well,
goodness.
we also got to think, we don't know half of the customization that we're getting. You and I
Exactly.
just realized that there was an entire other creature front of a ship today because of the comment section. We had no idea that was a plesiosaur
Right.
on the front. I thought it was neat woodwork. I mean, it
Right.
kind
I thought it
of
was
is,
a
but
turtle.
like, it's a plesiosaur. And then we're getting these massive customization details on the
I mean, we
like,
have that.
flag
in-
designs. And then we get patterns. I'm assuming we're gonna get patterns on the mast. We're going to
Yeah.
get like custom decals, definitely, because there's nothing in the game that has ever shown us the front of a T-Rex skull with horns. Kind of looks like a death claw, which is kind of great. But
admittedly.
All out.
like, what else are we like? What else are we going to be able to do? What other creature designs can we have on the front? How far can we take the customization? Can I put a Rex skull from an Alpha Rex on the front of my ship? Because that would be awesome too. Boss
Oh,
heads,
dude.
stuff like that.
But, thank you
Like-
for coming, Phantom.
So much.
Fan living?
The wife just got off work. Yeah,
The-
thank you for coming, Phantom. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye bye.
Bye, Phantom.
Have y'all seen the old one? Yeah, I've seen that before, Caleb. We technically already have that with Bob's Tall Tales with the blimp.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not very good, but yeah, we kind of have that
It should have
already.
been better.
But honestly, though, that flying ship would be cooler to have. Admittedly.
Yeah.
Like, that steampunk mod was crazy back in the day. I used it for like a week, and I say a week, but like I probably forgot I had it on my mod pack and just stopped using it. But like, that was a cool mod. That was very, very cool. The more bronze kind of just mixed up the game a lot, and it was really, really cool. How many other
I wanted to
figureheads
ask
are
you
they
guys
gonna
about
do?
the
That's a good point, Caleb. I think we could get multiple.
multiple.
There is asking about like the little deals on the front of the ship. Like, how many different ones are you gonna get?
Figureheads,
I could
yeah.
see 10. I could see 5 to 10 of them. But Colonel, you
know
had a
what?
question.
Yeah.
You had a question, Colonel?
The Neodark.
Sorry.
Because I did want to ask you guys
Yeah.
about the ships, a gameplay mechanic.
Mm.
How do you think the 3 tiers of ships are gonna behave with leads? Like, what's the
Oh,
point if
true.
kind of having one? If a lead's just gonna destroy
That's
it,
a good.
like, is it gonna
That's
be
a good
I
point.
bet you it'll go from smaller, like it aggroes on the smallest and then
Mhm.
Yeah.
stops probably medium. Just based off of raft size, I would assume it's gonna be like raft, smallest, and then it stops. That leaves
Yeah.
2 tiers untouched, and then 2 kind of tiers, being messed with. I think that would
Yeah.
be a smart move.
Yeah, I could see.
Yeah.
Also, Alpha Paleo Octopus would probably
Ooh.
be horrifying. Because just
We'll see
looking
it.
at how big this thing is already, and just looking at the previous renders we've got of it on a ship, and then you have that one on the right side of this image that's on screen, of it being
Yeah.
like half the size of this one. I'm guessing this is a smaller one. Alpha would probably be the Kraken from Pirates of the Caribbean, honestly. Okay, so I know we said Modair as a roaming boss would be kind of cool. I could see that, the Alpha Paleo Octopus, being just having a different name entirely and just being the Kraken. And it's just like an extremely rare spawn and it
Uh,
aggroes to
guys, can you
everything.
excuse, excuse me? I'm going to be AFK just 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I could see an alpha paleo octopus just having a different name and just being massive. Like, already, I could see it being huge. And I'll say it like this: there's a good reason there's no Alpha Bronto and Gig in the base game. But like, I could see this being the exception. Will it be broken? Probably not.
Probably.
It would probably
Huh?
be the most functional of the alphas. Because, and I say that because if you look at alphas, they are just super predator versions of the base version of itself, and they act exactly the same. I could see
I
it. I could see an alpha octopus being just way more dangerous than its base variant and just able to do more stuff
yeah,
just
I think
based
that's
on
what he
size.
means by broken. I don't think he means broken like buggy, but broken as in like like overpowered. I'd agree. I think it would be. I
I'm
think it'd
back.
be
I'm back.
broken, because it's all terrain too. It could chase you on land. It's not an alpha Moza or Tuso. It's following you up there.
True. We're on about alpha paleo octopus, by the way, Kyle.
Layout. Yeah.
Yeah,
I, I
it
mean,
can grab
could
you
it?
too as well. Got to
I
remember
mean,
that it can grab you.
and see,
Mm.
I could see maybe it like stretching out a tentacle and trying to grab you, but jury's out on it climbing on land. Maybe it does some of what the base one does, but not everything because it's so big.
They
Like,
did
Yeah.
say, oh, yeah, you might be right. Okay,
mm-hmm,
no, I see
mm-hmm.
what you're saying now. All right.
Yeah, yeah. Like, maybe it doesn't come on land fully, but it like will try to grab you. Right?
Because
Like,
of
I
its
could see
size, if it,
that.
yeah.
Mm.
But because of its size, when it grabs onto the ship and starts climbing up, it tips your ship a little bit. You
Mm-hmm.
start leaning a little bit towards it. Oh, man. Oh,
I mean,
man, I'm
you
kind
know
of
what? That's a
wondering,
good
like,
point too, Caleb. Actually, that's a good point. Did you see that?
I'm reading it right now, but I just also had another brain blast.
About what?
About the perks, about the ship. Okay, so
Yep.
if the alpha paleo octopus or like say a wave or something moves the ship left or right, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you start sliding either way, but one of the perks
Oh,
is sea legs, and you don't slide and stay stationary onto the
yeah.
ship.
Dude, if that's not a thing, I'm gonna give someone a very strongly worded letter.
like we were talking about it, and I was like, man, it'd be cool visually to see it leaning it, but wouldn't it be better if that was also a mechanic of the ship leaning, and then you're getting like slowly sliding towards the mouth of this alpha paleo octopus? And I was like, boof, skill tree.
Right. And oh, see, you know what? That's the other thing too. I still think Modare is gonna be the boss.
Yep.
I still think that, but if Paleo Octopus got a boss version of, actually, you know what? That would be a perfect place to introduce Kraken. Actually,
A
Oh yeah.
wandering paleo
Which was already
octopus if
planned,
they
I
don't
think.
do motor.
true.
Yeah.
But like, no, you're fine. No, you're fine, Caleb.
You're
But
functioning like
admittedly, though, I could see that. Like, how do you think the cannons and the ships are going to function? Like, you have to load them one by one, or can you shoot and drive? And like in the sense of you have cannonballs on the ship and they auto load in the cannons.
right.
Yeah.
I could see that being a perk as well.
Did we get ammo boxes in Gen 1? Was it Gen 1 or Gen 2 that we got ammo crates?
I want to say that was. I want to say that was Gen
I don't remember.
2. I want to say that was Gen 2, but they could bring that over. But you know what?
Because that would be
Honestly,
great for the ships. That would solve
that
that
would be
problem
really
if
good.
they
And I could
enabled it
see
for
that
ships.
being part of that skill tree of, oh, you're able to load this many cannons at the same time. But I could see you like having like a specific like structure or something on the underside of the ship that just houses all of your cannonballs, right?
Mm.
And then like you load them into there, and then like the auto load comes in based on the skill tree level, or just either skill tree itself, or it depends on the ship itself. Like I could see it being the latter more than anything though, because why the heck
I'm
not?
wondering,
Like
will we get
if one
new
of these,
cannonballs?
oh, are you saying something? Sorry.
So, sorry, I
What
started
about
kind of thinking out loud. I'm wondering if cannonballs or new cannons specifically
That
as
would be cool.
well.
That would be very
Because,
cool.
like, there are
I
so
could expect
many different
new cannon.
types.
No, I
Huh?
think there's going to be a new cannon type for Bob's True Tales.
That
Not the
would,
old cannon.
yeah, all
Yeah,
right,
true.
yeah, I could see that. Maybe
True.
a crank Gatlin as well, like maybe one of those, maybe
Mm.
not like an actual minigun, but it's like mounted somewhere on your ship, and you have to
Yeah.
crank it as a little bit of a low fire, but it can still like pump a little bit of ammo out. Like that would be kind of cool. Grape shot's a thing. That would be nice to see on a cannon, something
True.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
There's a lot of ideas for this.
There's so much you can do with this. And see,
Are we
that's
gonna have wind physics with the sails?
Yeah.
oh, that's a good point too, actually.
You know, like is
Yeah,
that
that's
gonna
a-
be a factor for how we move across the map in like certain speeds?
Yeah, like, and then if you just want to kind of coast a little bit, you can just close the sails.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Like, and also there's also the anchor. You could also have maybe different shapes of said anchor, and depending on which one you
Yeah.
use, you could also have like, oh, ship's not going to move at all. It's going to move a little bit. Now, also that also brings the point: how far down can
Mm.
it go?
Anchors are.
Yeah. It should go
Anchors
pretty
are
deep.
long.
Yeah, because I'm just remembering the ocean biome on Gen 1 is pretty deep, actually.
Oh, what
Yeah.
if that's kind of like a little mini game on the ship? Like you drop the anchor and like while you're at the anchor, it kind of gives you a meter of like, oh, you're getting close to something you can anchor to, or maybe like it just somehow lets you know that oh, your anchor's just kind of sitting there suspended in air. You need to keep
Hmm.
moving your ship until it snags
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, and that could also. Ooh, you know what? What could be interesting though is if you could swing it. Like you could swing
Ah.
the anchor. If
Mm.
it's not attached to anything, you could just swing the anchor and it smack the side of something, and that's how it's weighted down. That could be interesting.
Mm.
'Cause, I mean, the tech is already there. Looking at the Uranio, it wouldn't be that different than that.
Very true. Mike asked, how is anybody gonna make the pirate ships? In Atlas, there was a specific big crafting station kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Mm.
It was this like, what was the exact word for it? It's like not a ship port, but a ship.
Harbor.
No, not harbor. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'll look it up. What
Yeah.
was craft called? The shipyard. It was called a shipyard,
Okay.
where you could make them.
Shipyard.
You can make a
Yeah.
tiny shipyard, small, and then large shipyard. So I imagine that's what you're gonna have to do. Which makes me wonder: is it going to be toggleable? Like you know how with certain utility structures you can kind of like just press a button to flip between small, medium, and large without it
Hmm.
taking extra resources. I
Yeah.
wonder if we're going to be able to do that with those, or
Probably.
they're going to be a separate crafting where you unlock each one at a certain level. So
I could see
like
that.
level 25 you get small, level 40 you get
Hmm.
medium,
Yeah.
level 50 you
I
get
could
large,
see
something like
that.
that. Either or, yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be very
There's
nice.
so many. Oh
Top off.
man.
But yeah, no,
Wait,
there's just so much. There's really so much to do.
that still tracks too with the 3 tiers of ship as well that they said that we're getting, with
Hmm.
tiny one being used for rafts and dinghies, small being used
Yep.
for cogs and schooners, probably schooners, but I'm gonna say schooners. And for massive vessels like brigantines and galleons. I don't
Yeah.
know if those are the only two that you can build with each, but those are the only two that are listed right there anyway.
Hmm.
Um, we're also potentially getting the mortars that you could put on certain ships. There was
Oh.
mortars that you could design and make in Atlas, so it's possible that we get those. Um, there is so many different weapons and structures. I think that was involved with those kinds of things. Uh, I'm kind of curious. I'm also kind of right there. Like, are we gonna get new ones?
Mm-hmm.
Are we not? Because there was also advanced. Oh, there was an advanced shipyard
Oh.
as well. You'd
Oh.
get a broadsider, which was a heavily ship, a carrack, which was a bulky transporter that also can carry tame animals. So that one had like these almost four stables on either side. I remember seeing a picture of that. A
Okay.
cog, which was a classic sturdy trading
Yeah.
transport ship, which
Mhm.
looked kind of like those old water wheel ships that they took
Okay.
up the Mississippi a bunch.
All right.
Harriers, which was a swift modular ship built for hit and run tactics. The
Oh,
majestic
interesting.
Kraken, which was an exotic, massive modular ship. Mortar ship, which is kind of what I was talking about, a specialized vessel fitted for heavy, long-range bombardment.
Mhm.
Pegasus, a nimble and specialized vessel, and then a ramming. Oh no, I'm not even close to done. There's three more. Ramming galley, a ship designed for aggressive close quarters melee and ramming. Tramp freighter, a ship dedicated to moving large hauls of cargo. And turtle ship, of course, a uniquely designed, highly armored vessel.
Mhm. They
So
could definitely
like,
take
I
from
think
all
I
that.
looked at that for inspiration
Mhm.
for Genesis.
yeah,
So I think we can expect some of those ideas in the 3 tiers.
I can, I can see them splitting them up between three tiers too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's just so much they can do. It's kind of overwhelming, but like
Yeah.
in a good way.
Oh, what if they just because Tiny Yard is only raft and dinghy. Dinghy technically doesn't necessarily like raft technically doesn't count because you can do that already based arc.
True.
What if
Yeah.
it's small, large, and advanced, and tiny doesn't exist, so that it still keeps the three tiers that they listed, but dinghy's like this little starting ship you don't need doesn't really fit in a category, right? It's just
Yeah.
that little starter thing. So I mean, it's really possible. There's
True.
a couple ships that I could see them just not doing. The Carrack, I would think would be a really missed opportunity, but
Mhm.
they could also simply just make it where you can customize your small, medium, or large ship with the different features of these other ships instead of
True.
just like having to pick one specifically that you're working on. Like maybe there's three large ships you can work on and you can customize them. Like maybe half of the ship has like the animal pens, the other half has mortars on it or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
kind of mix that
Mhm.
up. That would be really cool, really nice because there's going to be so many people who want to live on their ships, and having animal pens would be great on them. It'd be
True.
really cool. It'd be that
Yeah.
fun little extra design. You know what I mean? There's a lot that they could do.
Yeah.
I really hope that we're not putting, not putting too much on them, but not maybe over exaggerating what
Mhm.
they might like the
Right.
lengths they might
Yeah.
go to with it. I
Yeah,
would
I
like
agree.
to think we're not,
Mhm.
but we don't know. We have no idea because they want to make this
I mean,
familiar to Atlas but unique.
I always want to level my expectations before each map, especially when they hype it up. But
Yeah,
I think we can. I think we can expect to be pleased
I
with
can't
this
Oh,
one.
I
wait.
agree.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Regardless of anything, regardless of anything, I think there's going to be a lot of cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
whatever wild card doesn't make is going to end up being within a mod like
But
going to be a mod
yeah.
like within like a week or two of Genesis
Yeah.
dropping.
Yeah.
Like I could see very easily someone making a mod that I could see even Nicardus uh putting some stuff in for a mod or two. Like I could see that
Yeah.
happening as well. And there's just so much you can do, and like you were saying, Dark, too, you can, if it's modular like that, that would be very, very interesting. Just
Yeah,
like I even said a second ago, there's so much, it's overwhelming in like the best way, and just everything attached. Like they're going they're going more pirate, I think, than Atlas was. And
Yeah.
yeah,
what I think too is that they are doing everything that they wanted to do with Atlas now. Because
Yeah, with
Atlas
better
yeah,
tech.
has
realizing it.
like a quarter of what is
Yeah,
being presented here.
They
And
also had a quarter of the following.
mhm.
So yeah, I agree.
mm,
I mean,
And
admittedly though,
let's
go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say let's all put ourselves in their shoes. If any one of us
yeah,
was in their shoes and they like we had the opportunity to, and we had a game like Atlas just sitting there in the corner, and we were like, man, I loved this game. Wait a second, we have a map with a full ocean biome.
yeah,
I'm going to get my game
Mhm.
one way or another. And
Right.
yeah,
we'd all do that. We'd all just be like, all
Oh,
right, this is
100%.
coming over and this is coming over and it's going to be
Exactly.
better than ever.
And see,
You know
and
what I
that
mean?
goes back to what you and I have been saying on different streams now of Atlas stuff getting ported over is
Mhm.
actually really cool because
Yeah.
you can,
yeah. I was always a fan.
yeah,
I didn't
exactly. And
understand the
you
people
know,
who were about it.
that's the people that are complaining about Atlas stuff coming in. Hey, here's a map that would be perfect for all of it. Now, should Atlas have been a separate game from Ark? No, absolutely not. It should not have been.
Mm,
But putting those two together is the smartest thing you can do, and they're doing
yeah,
that now. So you
Yep.
have Atlas, you have ASA, you have Atlas Tech getting updated and upgraded to ASA standards, quote unquote, and so much more stuff. And you know that, and also the human skins. Yes, Mike, really really cool. But like, you have a prime opportunity to breathe life into old stuff and make it far more interesting and dynamic than you did before. There's so much stuff
yeah,
in ASA that I can guarantee without the shadow of a doubt that they wanted to do back in ASE. They just didn't have the tech for it. Atlas
Yep.
is the prime example. You couldn't do any of this in ASE. And it goes back to what
yeah,
I said the first stream I think the three of us did together is the tech wasn't there yet. And if you tried this with ASE, you would break the game. Guaranteed.
mm,
Guaranteed you would
yeah,
break the game. Just a quarter of the stuff that ASA is doing would break ASE. This right here, the pirate ships, the Kraken, I said the Kraken, the Paleo Octopus type, all that
yeah,
would break ASE within an hour. Actually, not
definitely.
even an hour. The first like 5-10 minutes, it would break the game 100%. So the
What
tech
I like,
wasn't there yet, but they're
go ahead.
making up for it now. Like
What I like
100%.
is that
Go ahead.
back then they still had the idea, and that's something that I think even people who are critical of Ark are going to agree on. That
Yes.
Ark has always been a very ambitious game,
Yes.
even when they didn't have the technology to do it. They've always had the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
plan, and now they're doing it right.
Absolutely. Absolutely they are. And see, and yeah, you know what? What am I trying to say? Um this could have been a
Hello,
premium mod too. All this pirate
hello,
stuff
anybody here?
We can hear you.
absolutely could have been a
Yeah,
premium
I-
mod.
guys, I'm back. I'm back.
Sorry, what
Yeah, it
happened?
could have. He was having connection issues.
Yeah, this
Yeah, I'm
could
back now.
have
Go on, Vic.
it could have very easily been a premium mod. Could have been like 30-40 bucks. And
Yeah,
there's not many people who would refuse it either because the people that played Atlas would love this. The people that didn't get to play Atlas, I'm pointing at myself right now when I say that,
me
would
too.
love this. I would throw 30 bucks at a pirate premium mod. 100%.
Mm.
I absolutely would. because this is the type of dynamic gameplay that I think the game needed to make it even better.
Mm.
And they're doing it now. They're making up for lost time, and they are also just going absolutely insane with it. Now, would I be at all be upset if like they released some of the stuff on day one and it wasn't everything? I would not be upset about it. Like if he was like, okay, so we're gonna give you guys half the stuff right now. We got half of the full picture working. At the very least, the ships, right? We have the ships, we have the paleo octopus, we have the parrots, we have the tide pup, we have some of the stuff. And there's a few things that need a little bit more time in the oven, but you have this to chew on for now. I would not be upset about that at all.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
It
You know,
it would be something to play with. And then,
Yeah.
okay, we got this stuff working. Here, have some more stuff. I would have
would
no
also
issue
think-
with that.
That
None
was the
whatsoever.
idea behind Bob's.
What's that?
I think that was the idea behind Bob's Tall Tales, where
Yeah.
if you
True.
bought it on Scorch's launch, you pay $30, sure, but you
Mhm.
get the other two for free, even if it was. It took
Yeah.
8 months from April to December. Took 8 months for you to get the whole package, but I think it was worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And see, it's the same thing too with even just the base game. Yeah, you bought the base game, but then you get all the previously paid
Yeah.
maps for free.
Yeah.
So a few premium mods here and there from Wildcard is not the great big deal you think it is. And I think Dark, you and I spoke about this beforehand, but it's not that bad. It's not as
Yeah, no,
bad as
absolutely not.
people are making it seem. It's not as horrendous. Now, should there be better quality on said premium mods? Absolutely, there should be. Because there are some premium mods in the game at this moment that should not be premium at all.
Looking at you, cosmetics. Anyway.
Yeah, no,
I won't name
cosmetic.
which cosmetics, but looking at you.
Yeah, no, there
there's
are
still-
some that just should not be premium.
You cannot charge people $5 for 5 skins for a character. Yeah, you can't. You can't.
There should absolutely be better quality control of what is there. But circling back to Wildcard itself, like I said, this could be all the pirate ship stuff could be a $30 premium mod. The paleo octopus could be a premium mod. The parrot could be a premium mod.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough, though. But because there's so much hype behind it, there are people that would absolutely pay that crap. I'm one of those people, absolutely. But I could see some stuff being premium. Now, do we know specifically what's going to be behind a paywall and what isn't at this time? I don't recall off the top of my head. But because it's
been very
pirate
secretive
ships.
about it.
Sorry, go ahead.
They've been very secretive of Genesis as a whole, so I don't think we can make that call yet.
Yeah. That's fair. And that's good. That's actually very good. Don't say anything. Like,
Yeah.
don't say a word about what's premium and what's not. Now, if it's just Bob's True Tales and it has some structure skins and a few things on the side that you could find useful, okay. But the way I'm looking at it is, I mean, I said, pirate ships could be a premium one. I could see the pirate ships and like anything attached to it just being on the map. I could see that. And then everything else being premium. So some way, somehow. I could see that
I think
too.
I have discovered, just rattling around in my brain here, why we had the week delay, and it's because of the procedurally generated island. I think what happened was they wanted you to also be able to build on an island as well if you wanted to build that little Tortuga Pirates base center or whatever you want to build, right?
Yeah.
And then it just would not work. Maybe the base kept breaking because the island would like degenerate itself and regenerate itself, or maybe other islands like force themselves on top of that island you started building on, something like
Right.
that. I can almost bet that is the exact problem they were running into. Just based off of, think about Lost Colony and think about those procedurally generated little areas where like we were getting the outposts and everything, right? There was some problems with those and how they were working with the bases and everything.
Yeah.
A little bit on launch. That is significantly different than a solid state in a world of like a landmass that has potentially AI. It has creatures that are going to spawn on it if it's not AI, and then foliage and potentially enemy structures, something like that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's not technologically at a point where we can do that in Arc, but I'm thinking that they couldn't get it to function specifically the way that they wanted to with the core mechanics of Arc that we love so much, like building a base on one of them, or
Right.
maybe you left your ship there, teleported somewhere else, teleported back,
Yeah.
and now there's an island in your ship, right? Or a ship is now in an island or something like that, right? I guarantee you that it's just where with what we already have in Arc, the compatibility for something that massive, for a map that it's a big ocean map, but a small map relatively is just not worth the trouble,
It's
right?
not.
Yeah.
It's just not for like, I'm completely fine without degenerated islands. I'm so completely okay with that because like it's not like we've seen it before, right? It's not taking anything away that we already have. It's not anything like that. Even if they have just a couple of relatively not large but decent sized islands that a couple of enemy bases spawn on, I think that'll be all right. But I guarantee you, the generation of those islands is why we're having to wait a week, because they're probably having to clean up code on that.
Yeah.
and,
Last minute
fix
bugs.
that up.
Yeah. Things.
And you know what? That's a good point.
Because
That's a
it's been a
very
while
good
since
point.
they've given us a week delay. It's been a long while since they've given us
The
a
last
week
one
delay on
was
something.
Valguero.
Yeah.
Valguero got a week delay also.
And I guarantee this is a part of it. Like, I guarantee it has something to do with the island specifically. I don't think they're having trouble with the water physics. They kind of mastered that with Atlas, and then they have a Unreal Engine 5 expert as well that they brought on the team recently. So their base knowledge of something that they're bringing over from an old game and then revamping, with an expert of the engine they're working on now, I don't see that being the problem. I definitely see it being a problem with the absolute newest feature that they were thinking of with the procedural islands. Am I concerned that this is going to do something with the kind of procedurally generated mini planets for Gen 2? A little bit.
Oh yeah.
But I'm hoping that that's not going to take those away.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping they'll have this solved by then.
Oh, I agree.
Because
I agree.
They can use whatever happens here as an idea to fix it with Gen 2. That's still a year away.
I think it might also be easier as well. I'm not, of course, I don't have any background in game design besides me trying to do commands in Minecraft and this, that, and here and there. But I'd assume it's probably a little bit easier with a space biome because you're not generating as much physics around a mini planet. There's a lot of empty space around it. You have like an omnidirectional place for this thing to spawn in as well. And I don't think they'll make them buildable at all, because the Genesis ship is supposed to be moving between space biomes. So you're not going to have that same problem, which is why that's another reason. If they didn't think this was a feasible thing to implement in Arc at all, then they'd also announce that for the planets, right? But they didn't. So I'm assuming it's something to do with the building as well. I'm assuming it has some sort of tie-in.
Yeah.
You know, that just makes sense. You know what? I could see it. I could see technical issues being and see, you know what? And that's the one thing I noticed too, is they tried to iron out as much as possible before before everything comes out. I can respect that.
They kind of wait last minute for some things, as they stated though too. They did stay somewhere that they're like, we like to do really last minute fixes before launch, and I remember the uproar, and kind of rightfully so, a little bit.
But see,
But I think it's an understaffing. That's the
yes.
problem there.
But see,
They don't
the
have enough
other
testers.
question is what all three of us have actually presented is, would you rather have something release and be busted or release and be good? I am going with the latter every single time. And I'm
course.
completely okay with the 1 week delay, like I've said previously multiple times now, because it gives us content creators, myself and Dark and Colonel to an extent, because you do the questionnaire things, which are really cool, by the way. It gives us more time to work on stuff. Because I don't know about you, Dark, but I have like 3 projects going right now that I'm working on that if Genesis dropped in the middle of those, I'd have to drop them. I get a little bit more time to work on my stuff. So for content creators like me, who are taking time to actually work on their stuff, this is great. This is very great.
I can imagine.
I work a little bit differently, and I mean, you know that you've seen the kind of stuff that you had a little bit of an inside look at stuff. I take a week to do a science video, just a week, because there's research and then recording, and then that's kind of it. But when it comes to map releases, it does not matter for me. Like, I don't have long-term projects going at the moment. I have lots of plans for them. Don't get me wrong, plenty of really cool plans that I'll eventually get around to.
Right.
But when it comes to map releases, I get a little disappointed when there's a delay. I can understand. A part of my disappointment for it is I have a separate editor. Their availability matters on how quickly I can get those videos out. And if you do, I know Divik doesn't necessarily do these showcases the way that I do them, where it's like an instant. As soon as that update hits and I can go check it out, I am on either my single player or a server, and I am recording, getting the showcase, getting it all together, learning what I can, shipping that out. I have to be there and do it as soon as possible. It is kind of a race for showcase ARC YouTubers of who gets it out first, because the sooner you get that out on release, the better it is for like content and views and all of this kind of stuff. And it's not quality matters. I'm not saying quality doesn't matter, but timing also matters a lot with that kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And so when you get a week delay, it gives you more time to kind of prep. But if you have a separate editor, if you have a team and things like that, the release dates do matter. The timing of that release does matter. I remember, was it the Australia? No, it was the Fantastic Tames update, where I was up, I was ready. It was about nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. And then they said it'll be earlier in the morning. And my whole team ended up having to go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning because we were waiting for this release to do the showcases and stuff. And that's very different than an actual audience. For people who play the game and just play the game, I would not recommend taking off work or anything. But for a team...
don't do that.
Yeah, for a team whose whole job is covering art content, and you're covering the newest stuff, it is exhausting sometimes. It is a lot more work than a lot of people think. So you are sitting there and you're in the Discords, you're looking at X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. You're looking at all the, hoping for an exact time so you can be prepped and ready to get these recordings, to get this thing done. And if it's late at night, you're there. You gotta be. You gotta be on top of that. You wait till the next morning, you're not getting a third of the views that you'd be getting if you got that released 20 minutes after launch. You're not getting a quarter. It is nuts.
I can imagine that's hard.
Ridiculous. It is. You're kind of sweating. You're sweating and you are working as hard as you can, and you want to make sure that you're getting the good shots. You want to make sure that you're focusing as hard as you can to understand this. I remember when Valguero released, I gave up on the Elder Claw. At least the Elder Claw growing. I just went and I force tamed up showcase because I didn't have the time to sit there and figure it out, because it had a setting required for like growing it or
And it's
something
a
like that.
long process.
Oh yeah, it is. It was a base game nightmare to figure out.
Oh yeah.
And so like I just had to move on because there was other creatures that I absolutely needed to cover, and I took like 30 minutes trying to figure out how to grow this plant, this
This
plant gummy
friggin'
bear.
living
Like, it
plant
was,
thing.
yeah, it was bothering me so bad.
Oh yeah.
So delays aren't something that I think the player base need to sweat nearly as much about as they
Agreed.
do. Within reason, there is a reasonable delay, and then there's unreasonable. You sit there and
Correct.
say that it's going to be like you give me a month delay, I would be upset. If you give me a month delay a week before release, I am going to be upset. I
Yeah.
would be
Right.
upset not just as a content creator, but as somebody who enjoys the game. That is
Mhm.
an absurd, ridiculous thing to do to a community.
I
If you give
agree.
me a week release, a week before the initial release, absolutely, I'm okay with that. That is that is a week of like, or not, that wasn't even a week, that was a couple of days, but close enough. That's a lot of breathing room for
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody in the community, content creators,
And
for fans, for all of that.
yeah,
Like,
and
it's nice.
they say a week, but like it could, I mean, or 2 days from the initial, it could be like 3 extra days. It could be 4.
Yeah.
It doesn't even need necessarily be an entire week. It could just
It
be a
could be
few extra
sooner.
days. And if it is, great. That's even
Yeah.
better. But
Yeah.
see, and I agree with you too, Dark. Like, player base, like, okay, move on. Content creators, like you or me, I mean, yes, we have different styles, but that
Of
does
course.
affect me in a technical sense as well.
Yep.
Because it's like, oh well, shoot. I mean, yeah, I have other stuff to work on, but like I was really hoping to get at least like something
Mhm.
going. But also, I'm not too bothered by it still, for the simple fact of, hey, I got other things I can work on.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me at all. Am I in a hurry to get certain content out? No, not necessarily. Because
Yeah.
even so, when it comes to the releases specifically, I don't jump on straight away. I wait a couple days, because those first couple days or so,
The bug patches.
the bug patches, exactly. I wait for
Mhm.
the bug patches, because I did that with, I want to say, Lost Colony, actually. I waited.
Oh, that
I
was
waited a little bit for Lost Colony. I waited a little bit for Aberration, and actually a good chunk of the maps, because I knew on release there's going to be something that messes up the game, and the last thing
Yeah.
I want is my character. I almost said Hunter, my survivor from day one ASA getting deleted somehow because of a
Yeah.
major bug.
And
I
always do a
would
new
be
one.
so angry if I
For a
lost that
showcase, I'll
character.
always do a new
Would
one.
it be easy to like get them back on the same level? Yes, it would be, but it's my animals.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's my
That's the
animals.
biggest.
I mean, is there a command to fix that? Yes. Do I want to implement that command 57,000 times because I have a bunch of different animals bred up and whatnot? No.
Gotta send me that command.
Uh, just I think it's like give imprint or something like that. But like,
Oh, the give imprint.
yeah, I think that I want to say that's it. But like, I give it a couple days, and I feel like Syntac or even some of the bigger content creators do that too, because day one, more often than not, is going to be a mess. Like,
Yeah.
that's why you don't see Syntac doing his Let's Play immediately. You see him.
I'd
like a 2 day-
say-
It's like a
He
2 day
does the
wait. somewhere.
showcases day.
He does the
of,
showcases,
Yeah.
yeah.
which is
But
what
when he doesn't
yeah.
start his Let's Play until a little bit later. Look at Astraeos. Look at how he treated a lot of the map releases. It was a couple of days before he actually
Yeah.
did anything on those maps. And did I end up adopting that from him? No. I was doing that before I went full gung ho on Syntac, because that's just being smart. Like,
Syntac.
I don't want to run the risk of losing my character, but I also don't want to run the risk of losing any important stuff. Because when I do the showcases, right? I go over there with like a prized griffin or something to like walk around or fly around on, just so I have something to use, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to lose that and my character because of a major bug, and then like stuff gets deleted. But
Yep.
Yeah.
before we close or anything else,
Yeah.
I think it's
Because it's
suffice to say that Genesis Part 1 has big shoes to fill, not just
yeah.
with because Genesis Part 1 was very much hated in ASC because of all of its mechanics, coming from somebody that played it, but you got all the pirate stuff, you got the new creatures. There's massive boots to fill, haha, with that. And
our
it's going to be cool. It's going to be
Yeah.
cool. But like I tell my usual viewers, and tell people that watch my paleo news videos, but manage your expectations. Colonel said it a little bit ago, but manage your expectations very much. Just if something goes wrong, it's to be expected. I mean, come on, this is wildcard. Not to discredit them or anything, but something is going to go wrong. And if it goes perfectly, and I have to eat my shorts because I called that out, fine. If it's a perfect release in a different universe, in a different timeline, we got a perfect release, no big bugs, nothing across the board, because in that week or extra change of a few or extra days, they managed to fix everything and it's a perfect release, that would be cool. But regardless, though, it's going to be cool. Regardless of anything,
definitely.
it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'd say Gen 1 is the one not to be super hyper cautious about, but to be a little more cautious about. Lost Colony, I didn't really experience any bugs. Stray House, it was mostly the mods that bug when it got the last recent update.
Yeah.
Nothing really else, which
That's
I mean wasn't too bad. You just couldn't really load a creature in, so all your cryopotted dinos were completely fine. You didn't lose anything necessarily from it.
Right.
They're getting really good at making sure there's no game-breakingly
breaking bug.
awful. Yeah, like it's always going to, at least from their track record, it's at least always going to be playable upon release. It's what is that little thing that's gonna upset?
You're fine.
Right?
All right.
What's that one little thing that's gonna bother you? So
I don't, and plus that's the other thing too, is the people who aren't, now that was wishful thinking, that was just me being extra, right?
Yeah.
But the people who do get angry about bugs and things of that nature, calm down. Like, relax.
You know how big Ark is?
Come on, man. Like,
no, that's a thing. That's a kind of perspective that's got to be like. Genuinely, it needs to be shoved down the community's throat.
Yeah.
Do you know how big this game is? Do you understand the actual scale of the game and how many genuine, like, between taming mechanics, core mechanics, building mechanics, like, there's so many mechanics. There's so many things. It's not. I know I talked about them not having enough playtesters, but genuinely that's what it is. They could have a whole warehouse filled with nothing but bugged playtesters, and I guarantee they still wouldn't be able to catch them all. They still would not be able to catch them all because there's so many variables with something like this. There is so many different ways for one thing to make something else go wrong. It is an astronomical wish to be like, make sure that this release absolutely everything's perfect. That is, you are like, you're smoking something. I don't know what it is, but it ain't good for you.
Even using these streams as an example, right? That first one, I would call it a disaster. I would
don't
call
Not
it a
know.
disaster, not because I'm the host, but well, that's part of it, but also the fact that so much went wrong just getting it started, right? Prime
The
example,
last podcast.
right?
The
That's a
first
prime
one.
example.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Only being able to hear me, not being able to hear Dark and Colonel, and certain stuff not working. There's a lot of bugs even doing this, and I say bugs in quotations, by the way, just with doing these. Now, did I find the rhythm? Yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
We're starting it up. We got the music. I figured out the transitions. Speaking of, click on that. It's a lot of stuff. And put a bigger target on Wildcard for having these massive maps with all of these mechanics, like Dark was saying a second ago, and all these different things that are in one game. You got the creatures, like you said, the creatures themselves, the taming, the use of said creatures, the building, the characters themselves, the map tech, the Ingram tech, the crafting tech. There's so much in one game. It's kind of astronomical. And that's not even factoring in building the creatures themselves and the saddles and everything that is attached to just one creature. We called it out, I think in the first stream or even the second one, that for Garuga specifically, it is $6,500 for one creature.
Yeah.
And put that to like over 100, you have a lot going on. It is not cheap to make a creature in this game. So, to the people that complain about this stuff, who just play the game, shut up. Like, I'm not even gonna be nice about it. Shut up. You're not a content creator. You're not on Twitch. You're not making video. You're not on YouTube streaming. You're not making content on it. Shut up. This is not your livelihood on stake at risk here. You know, like, I have a second job. If YouTube was my only income, I would have a very good reason to be angry about any of this stuff going wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm not, thankfully. But good, Mike, and you shouldn't. Good, and that's my point.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if anything else, regardless of anything that we said, any fear-mongering, quote-unquote, that may happen, Genesis Part 1 is going to be cool. It's going to be very cool. It's going to be fun. And like I even said before, even if it's a few things, even if it's half the stuff they wanted to put in there, that would be good. It's like, hey.
And who knows? The other thing is like, we know the water physics is coming to other maps. That gives them the opportunity to slip in some other stuff into the other ones, right?
Exactly.
Like, just add a little bit more to it. Ark likes doing that. Wildcard loves adding just a little bit, like a little bit here and there when they go.
Caleb. Exactly,
like
Caleb.
that, so.
You hit the nail on the head
I
there.
agree,
People act like Wildcard does it on purpose. Like, bro, they're trying their hardest. Delays are annoying, but it's going to be okay. To be clear, I can't do what Wildcard does. Exactly. He's like, so you're going to complain about this bug? You fix it then. You fix it then. Since it's such a bad thing, you fix it. And then the PvPers will see those bugs and use them.
So understand. So it's not going to be okay.
It's not.
It's not. I wanted to tame an octopus and build a ship, but now I gotta go have dinner with my wife and kids. How dare you? How dare you? Now I gotta go see Toy Story 5 with my 5-year-old? Really? No. No, this is absurd.
Yeah, we mentioned that before. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, you guys. This was another fun one. You know, perfect stuff for, you know, in the background on your commute. Like, you got a 3-hour drive. You can have a listen to this and whatnot. But, you know, again, thank you, Dark and Colonel, for joining me yet again. I know, Colonel, it is late for you.
It's 12:16.
Yeah, so it's about midnight for you
it's
and
not
dark.
bad.
I'm not sure
Yeah, it's
what
not,
time it is
okay,
for
it's
you.
not bad. It's only 5 for me, so it's
5
completely
PM?
fine. Do we want to?
No.
Yeah, 5 p.m.
So there's a 7-hour
It's
difference.
But
not
yeah,
too awful. Yeah.
do check out my co-stars and what they have going on. Two very, very cool people. And again, I'm not saying that because they are my co-stars. They do have some really cool
Do we
stuff.
wanna-
Colonel's like one of the few that does these like questionnaire
Yeah.
things that are admittedly really fun, and they're like stuff I don't even think about. So it's like, hey,
I just
cool.
had one. Just had one about the most anticipated paleo creature that's not yet released. That doesn't have a lot of information about it, like Spino and Seismosaurus.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
So,
And,
I enjoyed it.
Dark, did you have something you wanted to plug before we go?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be doing some more. I do science video content as well as how to tame, do that kind of stuff. I also do live streams playing just kind of whatever. Currently I'm doing a little bit of Fallout 4. I did Dying Light the Beast a little bit ago, and just whatever. And that. This coming Monday, I'm gonna have another science video coming out. It's either
Ooh.
going to be on a paleoarc creature,
Ooh.
or it's going to be on maybe Octodon. I'm probably gonna do a paleoarc creature. Which one?
The Anger Duo? The Anger
which-
Duo, I think, are the best.
Which
They're doing
one?
it pyro.
Oh
doing
yeah,
it.
yeah,
If you
yes.
need,
That's
help
what I'm
with
leaning
that,
to.
Dark, I'm in. I'm down. If you need help with
Divik will probably be making an appearance.
that, probably.
Most likely be making an appearance. I'd love to see you guys over there. Like, subscribe, all that. I don't
Let's check it out.
have that kind. I don't have the following Divik does, so I appreciate it a lot. I know Divik also appreciates it.
Yeah, go.
Especially
Go.
when You guys love. That makes him feel really good. I know that
I
much.
do.
So
I
make
do
sure
feel
you do
good about
that. I'm his little charity project he's got going on.
Stop. No, I also I do genuinely like your
I know.
stuff.
I know.
though.
I'm just
Like,
messing with you. I'm
yeah, he's
messing with you.
spitballing, but I mean, how many people do you see doing scientific breakdowns of our creatures? You don't see that. So that's another reason I'm like, go check out Dark. He has a position that you don't see very often. And it's the same thing with Dark Edge TV's videos, right? When there is a paleoarc release, she works on this stuff. So she's got a view that is very unique, right?
Yeah,
that I genuinely can get behind.
So.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Maybe
after Genesis release.
Yeah, after
probably
Genesis release.
If I'm still over here with the good internet.
Yeah.
But if not, we'll probably do like a recorded thing like after the fact.
Yeah.
At least do a recording, which would be just as good. But yeah. All right. Closing music. And we out of here.
Bye-bye.
See you guys later.
That was great.
See you guys. Good. Bye-bye.
You'll love to see it.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. 10 out of 10. Stream.
10 out of 10. Amazing experience.
Thank
You
you
guys
as
are
per
great.
usual.
Have a good one.
Yeah.